So, cheers,
Yay!
y'all. Yay! I am Emily Winchester, and welcome to the first episode of the 9 Ounce Pour. I am so incredibly excited to be here today, sharing with you a podcast that focuses on the glass 3/4 of the way full, a place for all of us to come and discover why we fill our glass, how often, and really the best part, all of the fun details in between. I am super excited about my first guest today. Most importantly, probably because she's one of the reasons I got my butt in gear to do this, the incredibly inspirational Meghan Trainor. Meg and I first met when we were at Elon University, go Phoenix. She was a member of the golf team. I ran cross country and track there. Meg has a really cool story. After Elon, she went to play in the LPGA circuit, got her personal trainer certificate, works now at La Colombe. If you've seen any of Meg's live workouts, you know she's passionate about her coffee and her sweet puppy Maddie, just to mention a few things. But what Meghan probably is maybe a little bit aware of, but I don't think really understands the importance and the absolute ray of sunshine that she has been to so many people, me personally as a mom, in regards to what she has been given and able to give us during the uncertainty of 2020. And it's just really special that I'm going to be able to share her with you today because, again, I do think that she just has so much good vibes and sunshine to send out to the universe. So without further ado, Meghan, welcome to the 9 Ounce Pour.
Thank you, Emily. Wow, what an introduction. You almost had me in tears over here.
It's funny. I was going to say that I'm not going to be able to promise that we're not going to have you in tears by the end of this. I do have a few sentimental surprises for you,
Oh my
which I know that you love. But
God.
first of all, I have to get started with our question. Is it a 6 or a 9 ounce pour?
This evening it's a 9 ounce pour. So cheers to everybody who is listening to this because today is 9 ounces. And actually, most of the time.
Okay, I love it. And I will have to say, I have said the past month and a half as I've daydreamed about this podcast, hands down, always a 9 ounce pour. And then you and I spoke earlier about changing the timing of the podcast to just a little bit earlier. Meg's East Coast, I'm West Coast. And I was like, oh shit, Meghan. So now I'm going to have to hold true and do a 9 ounce pour at 3 o'clock Pacific time, but I'm going with it.
Listen, there's any excuse you need, I am here for it.
Perfect. So it is kind of funny. I mentioned our history of Elon University, and it's kind of wild. So I graduated 2005. You were 2004. So that means like 15.
I was 2006.
Oh, 2006. That's right.
Don't
Yeah,
make
yeah.
me older, girl.
Yeah. Going back, you're 2006. So 14 and 15 years since we've been at Elon.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of laughing, about a podcast that talks about the 9 ounce pour when, I mean, let's talk like West End, the Lighthouse.
Drink tea, drown on Monday nights.
Yes. So I was laughing like that about that when I was jotting some notes down because I said it's embarrassing, kind of funny, well, maybe a little in between that some of the glasses of wine I like to drink now could have been my budget for the week at Elon.
Things change. Things change.
Things change. Now I do have to ask, at West End, did you drink beer or wine or something in between?
Oh, I was Michelob Ultra till the end of time. I mean, I've got sorority sisters that tell me when they see a Michelob Ultra that they can't think of anything but me. So I was all in.
All in. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's flash forward to, we'll go time travel. So we're here in 2020. Times are like completely insane. So I'm going to go back to March, and you had done a little bit with Body by Trainer prior to COVID, right? Um,
Well, Emily, what I should tell everybody listening is that I have done something with Body by Trainer for a decade, like 10 years, maybe 12, posting videos every, I know you've seen them, you've done them in the past, but they never were the live version. They were always just posted on Instagram and then people could do them, but they had to do them on their own. So
yep.
the biggest difference of, I would say, what I do now on Body by Trainer is I do them live and I do them with you versus I just post a couple of exercises, tell you what to do, and then you have to push yourself on your own. So that's the biggest difference. But yeah, I mean, 10 years at least I've been trying to get people to work out with me.
Well, let me tell you this. I can speak just, obviously myself personally, what a difference. I love when I'm able to get there live. And we'll touch on it a little bit more lately, but not only are you there as the inspiration, but we have the whole clam crew now with the, jokes back and forth, the
Yeah,
motivation that is really unique.
absolutely. And I kind of want to share with the listeners what in the heck the clam crew is, because a lot of people that are new to Body by Trainer are like, why do you keep calling us clams? What is that all about? And honestly, if I think about it, I'm like, I really just did an exercise about 5 months ago that looked like a clam. And then we all, because you guys are all so amazing and hilarious and have me in giggles every day, you all kind of took it upon yourselves to make the clam something. And since then, you guys are my clams. I'm the clam, clam mama, whatever you want to call it. And
Mama
it's
clam.
the clam, and it's like become the most adorable. Um, I can connect with people on that level because it's not like, oh, they're my followers. Like, I want to know everyone's name. I want to know where you're from. If you're new, like, what's your deal? Why did you come to Body by Trainer? Because everybody has a story. Everybody's got something unique and special. And I want to know that about you. If you're going to spend an hour a day with me, sweating, pushing yourself, working hard, getting uncomfortable, it's important for me to know about you. So my clams are very special to me.
It's funny that you went into that. And again, kind of, I alluded to this before we went live, the way the universe kind of pushes you towards things. And I was unable to do your live workout this morning. Was kind of in a funk about a couple, different things, probably a little bit stressed about today. But I did the workout that you recommended from back in June.
Yes.
And I actually posted a few live things on my Instagram because I said, I have to grab my pen and paper. This one has way too many good megisms, clamisms in
Yeah.
that. And, it talked about, and kind of what you touch on, what you get out of the universe is what you put into
Hmm.
it. And you emphasize that a couple times during this workout and just the vibe that you can bring. You also said, more fun, life is short, be kind, and if you're able to get to a point of kindness in yourself, that allows you to put it back out into the universe. And can I just tell you that you're amazing that you come up with these things where I can barely breathe and you're lifting your 30-pound weights and coming up with like mad wisdom over here. So
I'm such a cheese ball, Emily. I tell you, like, I've been posting cheesy motivational quotes since I think Facebook even started. So I don't know. I'm just one of those like easily moved, easily touched people, and I want others to have that burst of positivity. And if that connects with someone, then I'm really excited about it. So to know that you watch that and some things connected with you is really cool. But I also will say, I don't think anybody that is doing these workouts that is a part of the clam community isn't like that. You all are like that. You all want to be moved and motivated and inspired and empowered. And you also want to do that for others in your life, which is the coolest part about this community. It's like we all want that in life.
it's pretty amazing. And it's, again, to reference back to this morning's workout, and we're talking about if you don't work for it, it won't work. And it's speaking to me so intently and so deeply. But the most amazing thing about this crew is that it's a same message that's being sent out universally. And it's hitting me home in California, and it's hitting people at home in South Africa, in London. And it really just goes to show but us as human beings, us as people, us as souls, there's so much that universally we're struggling with, that I think if we just show more kindness, show more empathy, it allows us to open up and, be there for each other, which you have done an amazing job at unifying a group of people.
Oh, well, I mean, honestly, as much as everybody says I have impacted and helped them, you all have done tenfold that for me. I mean, like we talked about earlier, I think I cry every day because I receive messages from people, like you said, all across the globe, Australia, South Africa, London, like you said, and it's just
Yeah.
amazing that we all, while we're so different, have that connection and that bond that
Yeah.
is, lifelong, truly.
It's amazing. And can we talk about it that in March it was 9 of us. Now it's like 200 of us daily. So that's pretty awesome.
No, I mean, it's crazy. And I
I'm all
kind
about the
of,
more the merrier.
yeah. Well, I was sort of embarrassed the first week I did it. Not embarrassed because, as you know, if you're listening to this and you know me, I'm not very easily embarrassed, but I think we all have emotions, whether we're like the most confident, bold person ever. We still have feelings. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this workout for 9 people. And then I did it the second day and I think I had 11 people. And then I did it the third day and I think I had 15 people. So I was kind of like, why am I doing this? There's really not a lot of people out there if you grand scheme of things. But somebody once told me that if you can inspire one person, you are doing something and you're making a difference. So the fact that I only had 9, I really took a step back and I said, okay, that's 9 people in this world that I'm connecting with. So get your ego and let it go. And because of that, it's grown to this beautiful community. So I'm glad.
Well, well, it's
Yeah.
funny because that, and I keep saying it's funny, it's not funny, it's amazing, because in this intro I said that you are part of the reason, like, that I finally got my butt in gear about this. But the same type of thing, it's like, I mean, for what you and I and Maddie and my husband may be the only people who ever hear this, but if it inspires anyone, Aubrey can probably hear it in the background, so maybe she gets a little inspired too. But it's kind of like stepping outside of yourself and out of the comfort zone. And when Brandon left for work this morning, and I was, again, kind of in a weird funk, a little teary-eyed about who knows what. I mean, hashtag 2020.
Right.
And he said, Emily, you inspire me. You inspire me that you're doing this today. So let's just do it.
That.
So
That's amazing.
yeah. Okay, so back to March 2020, super heavy, 9 people on. We've grown this community to 200.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean 200 live each day, and then your following is, upwards of 16,000 across the globe, which is just unbelievable. I'm so proud. Um, but one of the things that you kind of focus on and talk a lot about, which I think is what makes you relatable, is kind of the burn balance, burn it for the Prosecco lifestyle, kind of that happy medium.
Yes.
Um, how do
Absolutely.
you make it work?
Well, I honestly think that, I mean, I feel like if anybody else ever does hear this, they might be able to relate to the fact that there was an eating disorder at one point in my life, and I worked and still continue to work so hard to have that balance in my life because I never want to go back to that place of an unhealthy relationship with food. So I work really hard to accept where I am in my life. And it doesn't happen easily every single day, but I work hard to accept that this is my body, this is my physical being. And then I focus on the gratitude that I have for it because it's so easy to pick ourselves apart and get down on ourselves. But when you really step back and you look at the blessings that you have, it makes you go, what is, why am I talking to myself that way?
Yeah.
So to come back to your question, I think it's so important for me to relate to others in the sense that, hey, I'm not perfect. I have days where I, had Taco Bell the night before, and I'm like,
Love
okay,
it.
now I don't want to eat all day because, but then I go, hello, Megan, that is not who you are. And you can work out and be healthy and just get back on track. You have a bad
Yeah.
day, get back on track. So I really want to share that with anybody who is a part of my life and follows me, because my life is so much happier and so much more full now that I'm allowed to let that go. And like, I accept when I have a bottle of Prosecco, and then guess what? Maybe the next week I don't drink for 3 days. And then I'm just like, good for you. Good for you, Meg.
I love it. And side note, I'm pretty sure that any day that ends with Taco Bell is not a bad day. I think that usually always says check the box. It's been a good day.
Oh,
But
yeah.
to get a little deep there, and it's actually not even anything that I had, kind of thought that we may talk about. But obviously, both of us were college athletes at Elon, both in sororities. And so, if you want to get heavy in regards to like body consciousness and
Oh,
unhealthy relationships with food, um, I feel blessed that I always kind of had some positive influences there, pushing along the way. But it's a hard and dangerous slope that can easily, go down to and spiral out of control. And I
yeah,
know, especially in the cross country and running world, I've seen a lot of it. And so I
absolutely.
think it's pretty awesome that you talk about a healthy relationship with it, but also some of the things that you emphasize is strength and building muscle. And we want good curves, and we want to be strong, and we want to be healthy too.
Yeah. Well, and that's a big takeaway that I love from what people have shared with me, either that they have lost X amount of weight, or I also have like this really cool group of people that share that they haven't seen changes, but they've never felt better in their skin. And that to me, like, I have goosebumps right now. That to me is what it's all
Same.
about. You know, like,
Yeah.
we're going to look good in a pair of jeans, sometimes we're not. But the most important thing is that when we put them on, we're like, ooh, I am strong, I am sassy, and I am confident. And
Yes.
that's what it's all about.
When I was getting ready today, I said, I should have been maybe doing like a sound check or something. I was curling my hair, picking out jeans and a cute little crop top that I thought was like totally body by trainer theme,
Mm,
because Megan, one of the things you encourage is just ditch the t-shirt and be comfortable in your own skin. So I was channeling my inner Meghan Trainor,
love it.
but really wanted to set the spirit and the fun for this, because this all, like I said, we're talking about kind of what fills our cup, what gives us that positivity in our life, but also all the kind of fun details in between. So,
Well, first of all, you look fabulous. And for those who are listening, I can actually see Emily right now, and she looks fabulous. Very
and same back to me.
trainer.
The
Yeah, but
other thing is,
there you go. She's got her glass. But yeah, so like you mentioned, I say toss the tank. That's kind of a thing I like to promote, just because, you're most of us, well, all of us are working out from home who are doing these body by trainer workouts.
yeah,
So why not feel the freedom to let it out at your house? If you can't
yeah,
let it out at your house, where can you? And it's
absolutely.
amazing what it's done, I think, for some people. They're like, okay, I took my tank top off halfway through, and I just felt so great. And now I don't even put a tank top on. I just do the workout in a sports bra. And I'm like, hell yeah, girl.
Yes. And for all of the moms who, again, I referenced that you've done so much for, only being, I shouldn't say only being, but as a fur mom yourself, us with crazy toddlers running around who have lost so much of, or tried hard to hold on to not losing so much of ourselves during quarantine and during COVID. I appreciate the fact that I look forward to picking out a cute workout, like top and bottoms, because some days that's all I got.
Yes. And I can't tell you. So, when you post your post workout pictures, and a lot of the clams do that. It makes me so happy because it's almost like you're showing up to a class. It is obviously virtual. I mean, you're doing it from a computer or a phone, but if you make that appointment with yourself and you make it your priority and you then make it fun because you're wearing a cute outfit, it's special and it's unique, and it, like, whatever makes you feel good, I'm all about. So if you're gonna match in a cute ensemble, which you have so many cute ensembles, by the way, I like want all of your workout clothes,
Thank
then
you.
whatever it takes.
Brandon, do not dub that part out. It's okay. See, it's going to a good cause.
That's right. I'm telling you, I swear, like, just having something that you feel fabulous in, to talk about golf. Like when I have a cute golf outfit on, I show up to that tee box and I own it and I feel more confident. And I'm not, trying to promote like always looking cute in your outfits, but mostly when you put something on that you feel good about yourself. That's the whole goal.
And I
It's
absolutely felt today that if I felt better, that I thought I would sound better, just like you're talking about, like looking cute, playing better. Which, by the way, we need to give a shout out to who's the girl who does your cute golf dresses. I want to play golf just so I can wear one of those.
Oh my God, Lauren. She's amazing. Elia Sport. She was a former golfer like me. I think she actually might still play a little bit. Sorry, Lauren. But her main focus right now is the golf dresses. And she's a mom too. And she's like just, I'm all about supporting small businesses,
Yeah.
and like, I'm sorry, but the golf clothes out there are not cute. And her dresses, like, so many people have said, I'll play golf if I can wear that dress.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if I'll swing a club. Although it would look, I take the boys to Top Golf, so I think
Yeah.
I mean, I would look pretty damn good at that thing in Top Golf.
Oh my God. Every person would be like, did she come to Top Golf in a golf dress?
Nothing to see here, people.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to get deep again for a minute, talking about kind of flip back again to loss and what people are feeling like they lost in 2020. I personally was going through a second big move in a year, change of careers, all sorts of loss on top of what COVID brought. And I know that there were so many of our crew that came together over feelings of anxiety, depression, and things like that. But one of the things I specifically wanted to ask you, because your life drastically changed. So I mentioned briefly that you work for La Colombe at coffee company, but you were on the go 4, 5 days
Yeah.
a week. I mean, your travel schedule was
Yeah.
insane. So
Yeah.
our gain as BBT Clam Crew Body by Trainer was in some ways your loss of what your normal had been. Was that
Yeah.
a hard transition? Like, tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I was on the road. I'm a professional packer, I think. And when I knew I was coming, I'm actually at the beach this week. And when I knew I was coming here, I was like, wait, how do I pack a suitcase? I haven't done this in months. So it drastically did change, to your point, from always being on the go, working out at gyms, at hotel gyms, but always making sure that the personal side of my life was taken care of, as far as making sure I got a workout in that day. That's like I brush my teeth, I got to work out. It just, I know for a fact that it changes my attitude. And it's not that I'm obsessed with it, because like we talked about, I've figured that part out, but it's just an important priority. Um, so the whole change of no travel with COVID definitely was a shock to the system, and I'm thankful that American Airlines has kept my status, because for those of you listening who travel a lot, status is everything. And I never got up to the executive platinum, but it was a goal. So now my goals have shifted, and it was just truly like, what do I do now? I mean, I've always worked from home.
Yeah.
Professional golfer, I work from home. I'm on the road. Next career, I was in apparel sales, work from home. coffee company, I work from home, but I travel. So it was certainly an adjustment, but I've found so many unique opportunities and positives from it. Hello, the clam crew.
Yes. Now, question, have you flown since COVID at all?
No, nope. And it's crazy. Like, I'm not scared of it. I certainly, I think I would, but I'm also like, I don't need to right now. And I have become so happy with my new routine of what I'm doing every day that I'm like, yes, of course I miss the travel. I miss a nice hotel room. I miss a, luxurious night out with team members. But like I said, I love this new normal right
Yeah.
now. And it'll
Yeah.
shift again. Like life happens, it shifts, we change, and then we figure it out.
And go from there. True.
Yeah.
And I have flown. I'm always curious to hear, people's opinions on it. But, and I'm thankful to the airlines for all they're doing for it. But again, like you, I have been very thankful for a somewhat new normal of just being forced to slow down a bit,
Oh yeah.
and kind of dig deep.
Well, right before all of this, COVID, I was in St. John on a vacation. And the day we left, it was March 10th. There was it's called a sundog. I've never seen it, never heard of it, nothing. It is literally a huge, everybody out there look it up. It's like a huge circle around the sun and you can look at it and it's in the daytime and it looks like a nipple actually. But
It's a good visual.
yeah, and it was funny because we were in St. John and we were getting on a taxi and the taxi driver was like, "Oh my gosh, Jesus is coming, y'all. He is coming. You better say your sorries and ask for forgiveness." And then we get home and this shit show happened. And I'm like, "Really? I know there's something relatable
Good
there."
show coming. Murder hornets are coming. Everything's coming. It's so crazy that you were in St. John's in March because I was there just probably like 2 weeks before on my first time on a sailboat to the British Virgin Islands. And that was kind of like our last fun trip before 2020.
Oh my gosh. Well, what do you know? Well, we are
Okay.
like, go ahead.
No. I was going to, I don't want to interrupt. And that's one of the things I was like, a question I want to ask you that's going to go to it. Do you know what your Enneagram is? I know you're a Sagittarius. Do you know your Enneagram?
No, I haven't done that. I want to do it.
You need to do it. I could have some ideas to guess on yours, but I'm an Aries and an Enneagram 3 for those listening who know what that means. So I have to be very careful not to speak over, interrupt.
Okay. Well, that's a good thing to learn about yourself. We all need to know our strengths and weaknesses.
Keeping interrupt. I'm always like, okay, let the person finish, go on. But I didn't want to forget. I just say, not being rude, I'm just passionate about my thought that needs to come out.
Yeah.
Was your amazing company of La Colombe and how supportive they have been of
Yes.
you through all this, through their employees, and just I'll probably grab one of those pumpkin ones
Yeah.
after this. But just how amazing that they have been, and what a great company it seems. And like again, how supportive they've been of both you professionally, but what you're doing personally too.
I have been so lucky, Emily. I mean, they have supported me in such ways of sponsoring workouts that I've done. When we started doing this, when we started working from home, we did a thing twice a week called Movement with Megan. And it was a Zoom workout that we did, and we offered it up to all La Colombe employees. And, sometimes we had 12 people, sometimes we had 50 people. But it was like they encouraged me to get people up and moving. And when you are working from home, in the beginning, it's like, oh my God, what do I do? Where do I go? I can't go anywhere. So it was like that little 30 minutes in your day to just stand up and get active, because I'll always say you're only one workout away from being in a better mood. And, scientific proven fact, one workout, endorphins up, you're in a better mood. So, you perform better, you are, more social. If you're in sales, you can do Zoom calls better, whatever it is. But no,
Yeah.
I'm very thankful for those, for those of you who haven't tried La Colombe. This is a complete plug for them right now because they are the best company to work for, their best coffee. And what's really cool is that for all of these 30-day challenges that we do, they put together a coupon code that I can use for, the community. And this past time, we tripled the numbers in what we did the first time. And I was blown away. Like to have people out there that take into account what I say is a really cool thing. And so the fact that I said, hey guys, you need to try this La Colombe coffee, here's a coupon code. And the fact that people then go spend their hard earned money on it makes
Yeah.
me very gracious and thankful that you trust me and that you know that I wouldn't tell you to try something unless I believed in it. And La Colombe means the dove in French, which is, a symbol of peace and hope and love. And that is what they are about. So I couldn't be more thankful that they're, giving me the opportunity to express my joy for helping others be happier through fitness.
And I get that vibe from them. And frankly, I liked them. I'm not a huge coffee drinker. I'm more of a Diet Coke drinker. I'm trying to work on that one. But I do the draft lattes. No way I could do the triple shot. I'd be, who Lord only knows. But authenticity is such an important thing in my life, with my friendships and what we portray. And it's ironic because in the day of social media, it's like you want to be authentic, but like I want to use a fun filter too, and I don't want to be judged for that. I'm like, no shame in my game. It lists the filter I'm using, but it's still just being okay to be okay with that. And I love that they're a company that supported who you are, and that comes through in a really authentic way.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, it's an easy sell for me. I'm in sales for them, so it's the easiest sell because if you believe in your product, then you really just have to speak your truth. And I think that's
Yeah.
what I'm grateful for with them and also what I'm grateful for with Body by Trainer. Like I believe in what we are doing with this community. So when I tell people about it, it's like, wow, you're really excited about that.
Yeah. It's interesting because I'm a nurse by trade. That's my official profession. But of course, with COVID and all the different things, but I posted a quote, one of those, sappy quotes. I'm a sappy quote person too by Maya Angelou that talks about doing what you do so well that people can't take their eyes off of you.
Mhm.
And I love it because in nursing, in personal training, in talking about the coffee you're passionate about or anything that you're passionate about, I think it rings true. I love all of her quotes. And again, it's just anyone who listens to your workouts or gets to interact with you is blessed by that type of vibe that you put out and totally appreciated. So
Well, thank you for that. That was a nice moment. Thank you.
and well, and you're not afraid to get down to some Whitney Houston, which I mean, greatest love of all was my sister and I's like song growing up. That's what we sang all the time. So
Now,
I'm always down for a good Whitney cry.
Whitney or Celine Dion, always. Celine
Yeah.
Dion gets me to tears every time.
Okay, you didn't know your Enneagram. We're gonna get close to the end here. You are a Sagittarius, correct?
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
So what would you think is your best and worst traits that those bring in? My Charlie, our 5-year-old, is a Sagittarius. Um,
Oh.
so I
What
think
is
they're
his
pretty, and
birthday?
actually, his is December 2nd.
Hmm.
Also, one of my very best friends from childhood, Molly, is a Sagittarius. I like them. They're hardworking, they're fun. Complicated emotionally, though, because they're like, go get them. At least this is what I think, but still sensitive.
Oh, yeah. I love the whole the sign the astrology. I really do find it so interesting, and I think you can get into it a lot. Like I have a couple
Yeah.
friends that really get into it. But I also believe you can believe about yourself what you want to. So like if you it's the secret, the law of attraction. Like if you said, "Hey, I am a sensitive person and I get emotional a lot." And you tell yourself that over and over and over and over again, you will be that person and you will
Yeah.
become that person. So, what I think are true about me in the Sagittarius world partially are true because I wanted to tell myself those things. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Oh, all the positives. Love that. I
Yeah.
will continue on."
I'll own those.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. I think it's interesting when people get into it because there's so many truths to it, like I said. But I haven't gotten into it so much that I really know all the Sagittarius pros and cons.
Okay, I'm a little bit into it, so I'll like send you some of them. But
Yeah,
no, but it's good. You have all the positives. But I said it's like smart, funny, and outgoing with, and I say this as an Aries who's way on the scale of like an extrovert, that I see it with my husband who's a Cancer, who's on the super sensitive side. And it's Charlie's kind of the Sagittarius, it's the meet in the middle, that's gonna kind of not even pretend, but he's going to be all out there, emotional, like extroverted, but then you have to still realize like, oh, hold on, there's like that deep, like sweet, tender heart inside,
yeah.
which is what I've kind of had to balance between.
Oh yeah. But at the end of the day, that's what is so cool about relationships. And
Yeah.
like we talked about prior to recording this is just, putting in the work, whether it be your relationships, your friends, and that also involves understanding their personality. Because it's like, I love that love languages, the five love
Yes.
languages.
Yes.
I think that is beyond important. And I am currently a single gal, and I always say, like, if I ever get, in a relationship, God willing, I really will talk with that person about what their love language is, because you could talk all day about the things that are important to you, but if it's not important to that person, like, you're not going to connect. And that's not just physical relationships, that's friendships, that's family, that's everything.
So let's give a shout out to Colleen because I listened to her on my 30-minute walk this morning and her Live Your Life podcast, which is amazing. But again, it was the 2 out of the 3 times today I heard you got to put in the work. Meghan said it first, then Colleen said it, then Miley Cyrus said it on Joe Rogan. So shit, it's got to be true. We all got to put in the work today. Like the
Yeah.
universe is telling us to do it.
Yeah.
But to your point, family, romantic relationships, and her guest on the podcast this morning, and it was like it really struck home with me, focused on having a realization, like recognizing whether it be your friend, your partner, your husband, your wife, of how they experience the day, not just moving parts. I dropped kids here, I dropped kids there, whatever. Like, how did you feel when you drop those kids off? Or for Brandon, like I had 16 patients. Okay, check that box. But like, how did those patients make you feel? And
Yeah.
being able to share that. And it's a really cool self practice, man. Shit, I know that takes a lot of work, but it's a good way to kind of try to redirect daily.
Well, sometimes we have a hard time understanding ourselves. Like, how did it
Yeah.
make us feel? And sometimes we don't even ask ourselves, we don't even check in with what that means. And then we react to other people maybe in a negative way because we don't know that earlier in the day your 17 patients or your 19 patients like affected you, and you haven't even unloaded that and figured out, okay, what that means to me. So first and foremost, we've got to figure that out ourselves before we can like let that out to others.
Yeah.
So self talk is so empowering and important.
And let me tell you, that's why I am so thankful for your 45 minutes each day, because Brandon does have long days at the hospital and I have long days at the home with the kids. And it's that in between of wanting to listen and be supportive and empathetic to him. Meanwhile, the words in my head are going, well, you know, you didn't have ungrateful toddlers and, pissy ass, whatever, but still wanting to love and accept and hear what he's saying. So again, that self-talk's super important.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I want to kind of start to wrap it up with one last relationship, your relationship with your mom,
Yeah.
which is amazing. And I don't want to offend her by calling her like grandmama clam. If you're mama clam, then that, but she has grandbabies already, so she's used to the title.
Her because she never wanted to be grandma, she is called mom mom. Mom mom.
Okay.
Mom
See,
mom
I saw
clam.
that about Jamie. I just knew that she wouldn't want to be called Grandma Clam. Like that didn't sound like Jamie Trainor.
No, 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 no. She's not definitely not a grandma. Like, and no offense to the grandmas out there, but if you knew my mom, she's Jersey girl and very expressive and a unique human that wouldn't want just a name that like, a lot of people use.
Yeah, exactly. Unique. Now, mother-daughter relationships. How often, I know your mom joins in on our workouts as much as she possibly can. Do you talk to your mom at least once a day, would you say?
Yes, because she calls me 19 times.
So you return the call once.
Yeah, no, we talk a lot. That hasn't always been the case. My mom and I have a unique relationship. I didn't appreciate what my mom has done for me until, I don't know, a couple of years ago, I don't think. I didn't really appreciate all of the sacrifices that she's made for me growing up with taking me to dance practice, golf practice, and missing a lot of the things in her life that she just said, okay, well, my kids are more important. And I wish so bad, like, oh God, I wish I could go back in time and like just slap myself in the face for just reacting in some of the ways that I did, but I can't. So now what I do is I appreciate my mom now, and I make her feel as important as she really is to me. And I'm thankful that she has instilled in me what fitness has done for her. And she's been into fitness like, I don't know, it, for her whole life. And
Yeah.
she's given me that joy as well in a healthy way, which is good.
Yeah. And I'm not going to say that that shocks me, but because my mom, I'm one of two girls, and my mom raised teenage girls. And for many of those reasons, I'm thankful every day that I have four boys that I get to have the pleasure of raising. However, it is important to say because, seeing your mom there supportive, seeing your funny interactions and your healthy relationship now, I think would give hope to those who are struggling with, relationships with parents, whether it be mom, stepmom, adopted mom, anything, that it's not, again, it takes the work. Back to
Yeah.
the theme. You got to put the work in.
Yeah, you have to, and you also have to like get out of your own way because sometimes, if I looked back at myself, it was because I was so concerned about something I wanted, and now I just have to like get out of my way and say thank you and be gracious and show her how how incredibly thankful I am that I have a mom that supports me. And I know that not every person out there has this, every relationship is different. And so you just have to nurture what you have and whatever that means for you. I mean, it's different
Yeah.
for everybody. So my mom is the type of mom that is she inserts herself a lot and she's working on that, but she's an inserter. And most of the time I can't handle it, but a lot of the times I love it. So
Okay, I'm guessing Jamie may be with me in the Enneagram 3 because, like, we're talking about, with the people, that are closest to me. Um, oh, I feel a little like sad. Probably mention just something slightly. Oh, that was kind of annoying. I'm gonna just like insert myself in that person's life until they just let me pretty much have to say, okay, Emily, you're gonna have to go away for a few minutes because I gotta
yeah,
figure this out myself.
yeah. Well, my mom and I do a lot of mother-daughter things as far as like getting our nails done or going out to dinner. And sometimes my mom, she'll just like, rattle off these topics that I just really don't want to talk about with my mom. And I'm like, she's like, Megan, very Jersey. She's like, what do you talk about with your friends? If you don't want to talk about any of these things with me, what do you talk about? I'm like, Mom, I don't talk to you about these things. So,
Exactly. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. All right, well, shout out to Jamie. What does she call herself? Mom
my
Clan?
mom, my mom.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Mom
shout
Clan.
out to
And then,
Jane, and that's Jayme. So, she can't really just be a Jamie.
yeah, she had the extra. Now, if we had to guess, we won't speak for Jamie. Would she be a 6 ounce or a 9 ounce pour? Or just a really strong cocktail?
Oh, so my mom has three drinks. She is a wine, and it's definitely a 9 ounce. She
Yeah.
is a Tito's soda with a tiny splash of cranberry, such that it is a light pink color. And if it's too dark, she will send it back. And then it's her winter drink. It is V8 low sodium tomato juice with vodka and a celery stick.
Love it.
Yeah.
Jamie, way to own that. Hey, and I can appreciate it. One of my very best, honestly, most fun jobs I ever had before becoming a nurse and then potentially the host of a podcast was a waitress on the Jersey Shore before it became infamous,
Amazing.
Cape May, New Jersey.
No way. That is so cool.
Some
Well,
freaking people up there.
oh my gosh, I can only imagine. I was a bartender too at an Italian restaurant, and we did a lot of 9 ounce pours there. So I will shout out the 9 ounce pour, and if I can, this wasn't, you know, rehearsed or part of this, but I would love to give you, Emily, a shout out for taking the first step and doing something that is scary. And I've always said, why would I do an online workout? There's so many other people who are doing it. And you could very easily say the same thing. Why would I do a podcast? There's a million podcasts, but no one can do what you do because you are you. And you will make it unique, and you will make it special, and you'll relate to people. And I know you will, because I know your heart, and I'm proud of you. And this is going to
Aw,
be so exciting. So I'm honored to
thank
be a
you. That makes me happy. And that's honestly, again, when we talk about loss and what kind of making positive out of what prompted, from an uncertain time is what I think so much of us have missed. And that's just relating, connecting, being with people. And thank goodness for technology and ways that we can share and listen and just be together virtually right now. And world's a crazy place. And like I said, to your point, it's going to shift again.
Yeah.
But all we can do is be here for each other and keep pursuing what we're passionate about. And I'm thankful for you too. Now I'm going to make you cry. No, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm not
good.
going to try to make you cry. No, but I have a couple of our clam crew that I had just reached out to and asking what Meghan has meant to them since their beginning of their journey.
Oh,
So
dear.
this is the only part that's not. I mean, it's scripted because I'm just going to read. I don't want to edit their words, like put a 9 ounce pour in their mouth if they would only be a 6 ouncer. So,
For sure.
okay. One of our Canadian clams says, I am so grateful for the community of people that have been brought together through BBT. The support from the other clams has meant everything to me and has helped me through some current difficult times. Meghan's workouts rejuvenate me, mind, body, and soul. One of our others said, Meghan has truly been life-changing in every imaginable way. Meghan has shown me by example how much your health and loving others can make you such a phenomenal person inside and out. To say I'm blessed to have her in my presence every day is an understatement. I hope I can give even an ounce of confidence she adds to myself and to anyone I cross paths with.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. That's amazing.
We had another Canadian clamor say, no, hands down, she is a lifesaver. Without her in this group, I would be completely lost. So many very hard challenges currently in my life, and this was a godsend. And I've already said, truly life-saving.
Oh.
I mean, see, so this is what we're talking about, though, putting yourself out for nine people. And if it's one life or one life that's changed or saved. And I
Yeah.
work out with these girls consistently. I know that this is, their truth. I know that this is what, they're feeling and they're so thankful for.
Well, first of all, to those and anyone, thank you, and thank you for even just reaching out, because that is a testament to the fact that you wanted to make this episode of your podcast relatable to those that are listening. So thank you for, you did the work, girl. You did the work, and it's amazing.
You hear,
Um,
you hear us, Miley Cyrus? Maybe she'll join us with Pitbull. We did the work. Come on, we're going to do the work. Come on, Miley.
Pitbull is coming in hot one of these days. I can feel it. No, but I will say, if any clam is listening, the feelings are mutual and the love is more than I could ever give. So, like I said, every single day when people send me messages of, cancer survivors or people who are no longer needing their anxiety medicine because they have this community of people. Yes, I did start this. Yes, I will absolutely be proud of myself and I will take ownership of starting this group, but it wouldn't be filled with people that are so supportive if the feelings weren't mutual. Like, everybody needs this connection. Everybody wants this, and they wouldn't be involved in it if they didn't. So I'm grateful that I was given a gift. I will call that. I will drop my ego for a second and say I have
Yeah.
given a gift, and I think everybody needs to take ownership of their gifts and, spread the love. And the pay it forward model is out there, and that's what these clams do. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And I mean, just to touch on that, that's something that's come in within the last couple of weeks, to see people reaching out to support the clams in other ways. And it's really cool. So not only do we have awesome looking shoulders and biceps and triceps, we're feeling good because everyone's, we're feeling the love. And again, it's a really important 45 minutes in a day that for so many people is really, really tough right now.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I would just say, like, I don't know, to close it out or to just really hammer home something that I want everybody to know is just get started. If it's a podcast, if it's a workout, if it's, fitness goals, if it's helping out your marriage, like helping your kids, like, just get started, take the step that you need in the right direction, and you will be so surprised at what you can achieve.
I am so happy you made that point because that will be a closing point for us. And that has been so key for me in all of this, and probably so many others. There's so many mornings that I just click and I think I've told you this personally before, like, I click the start button and I like screw around, or I make the bed in the meantime and I listen to you welcome everyone. And by the time I'm about 6 minutes in, all right, Emily, you better put your freaking shoes on because this is about to start. And by the end of it, I'm so happy that I just got started.
Yep, absolutely. Just get started and show up. Show up, you know, surround yourself with positive people, and the world will give back to you.
We're going to do the work.
Yeah, baby. I love
All
it.
right, Meg, it has been so amazing chatting with you. Did you get through your 9-ounce course?
Yes, I actually gonna need more.
Perfect. All right, then we'll go ahead and conclude. I will see you tomorrow morning for workout. And just thank you so much for sharing your amazing, beautiful spirit inside and out. And we are so thankful for you. And thank you from the 9-ounce pour.
Thank you, Emily. Love you.
All right, love you too, girl.